KDB. 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 KDB.
Beats Planet.
Hey man, let me tell y'all something, bro. One thing y'all not gonna do is hate on the intro. One thing y'all not gonna do is hate on these little small Voch. You're cussing too much, man. I watched Pat McAfee have 500,000 people live in his chat, and he was cussing up a storm, and his intro music was 20 minutes, and y'all sat y'all asses there and you waited. That's the new standard, man. Me and Will still not having this no more. You feel me? We just not gonna be able to do it because we are big boys in this business now. Will Steele, and then I be damned now. Yeah. They say we big boys in this building now. What's your boy Tony Montana say? Mama, your son is a big success. Hey man, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna wait. You know what I'm talking about? Wait till we get the studio. You feel me? Let them wait. But we love y'all for waiting. Appreciate y'all. We love you to pieces, bro. Got a good show for y'all today. Now I know this is an all 32 production. This could be anybody we're watching. We're looking at mock drafts today. Trevor Sikkema from PFF has dropped a mock draft today. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna talk about trends and things of that nature and break it down real nice. But boy, Will, if anything Cowboy related happen, we pushing all that shit off the table just to get some Cowboy news going. All right. With that being said, I'm your host, Lombardi.
AKA Ferrari.
VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm being point guarded by the best in the business. Will Steele.
Make y'all a check for $800. Big Willie.
Holla. What's good with you, my guy?
That's enough damn salt there, Willie.
No more. Big Willie. My game is grown. Prefer you call me William.
What's good, fam?
Come
How you
on.
feeling? How you feeling?
Life good, man. Ready to put some hands on this content today, man. What's good with you, brother?
I'm feeling great. I didn't know if you knew this, but it is March 16th, 2023.
Yes, sir.
And that means it's 3-6. God damn it. So we got to celebrate this thing, family. It cost me a beer, bro. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. It's 316. We gonna have some fun today, man. And we don't care about them big wigs. Yap. Who we say to them big wigs? What?
We just gonna work, man. I don't want to look. We just gonna work, bro. Listen, bro. I just wanna buy a house for my, you know what I'm saying, for my family. I just want to buy an F-150. You know what I'm saying? Because my other truck 10 years old, and it's time to upgrade a little bit. I just want to make content for my people, make them laugh, make them smile, entertain them. That's all I want to do. You feel me?
Man.
I don't need much. Let's get into some work, man. We ain't got to do a long lead up today. We can get into this get into this little mock. Will, do you have the mock pulled up, sir?
I got you. I got the mock. Whenever you're ready, we can do it.
Okay, cool. I got a little March Madness on my TV, so if y'all see me looking up, you know what I mean, the volume, then coerce me into doing like a little March Madness bracket. Now, Voch don't keep up with no kind of basketball, no kind of college basketball. You know what I mean? Like it's college football draft season, of course, but I'm just gonna be keeping my eyes on that because apparently there's gonna be a prize at the end of the tunnel, or at least I hope it is. All right, but a couple things that we're gonna be looking for, right? Mock drafts. In case this is your first mock draft Thursday, I want to look for trends. I want to look for when the run on wide receivers happens.
Yeah.
I want to see who's the first offensive lineman and when that run happens. The run on corner, because there will be a run on the first three corners. I want to see when and how many tight ends go in the first round. And I want to see when and how many running backs go in the first round. All those things are important, and they're going to kind of set the tone. Also, too, Will, still for my own ego, I want to see how far Miles Murphy has fallen and how high Nolan Smith has just climbed. Has just magically climbed up these mountains, Will. Still, I'm just...
You're missing one.
So, Will.
How far?
So let's talk about this.
Jalen Carter fall.
Oh, I was so caught up in Cowboy news, Master William. You know, this was when all the Cowboy shit was going on. And somebody on Twitter was like, yo, Voch, what's it going to take to get Jalen Carter to 26? And I'm just minding my business. I'm just, I'm armed robbery, motherfucker. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just minding my business trying to get some Cowboy news, hidden refresh. I didn't know that Jalen Carter put up a stinker at his pro day. Showed up overweight, 9 pounds overweight, tired, soft in the stomach, couldn't finish the drills. And somebody was like, oh, I'm out on Jalen Carter. And Voch was like,
I thought about
shit.
No way.
Stop the cow. Stop the cow.
No.
Stop the cow.
I was like, bring him home.
I wonder if do you think he's
On purpose?
self-sabotaging? I mean,
So
obviously he can't be self-sabotaging with the legal stuff, but
So once upon a time, there was this quarterback that went to the University of Louisville. His name was Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And, you know, people have this conception of Teddy Bridgewater as an NFL quarterback. But in college, Teddy Bridgewater was a mother, right? There was this theory that Teddy Bridgewater purposely had the worst pro day of all time so he can fall to the Vikings, right? Like some team at the very top of the list, you know, it was some bad team. Teddy didn't want to go there. And Teddy had done everything perfect. But at that pro day, he just started throwing the ball at people's shoes. It was hitting the grass, overthrowing people. Aaron Andrews on the sideline got hit in the head. I'm like, damn, boy, Teddy Bridgewater had a horrible pro day. This has to affect his draft stock.
Yeah.
And it affected everybody's opinion of Teddy Bridgewater. He started to fall. It just affected everybody's opinion of him except the Minnesota Vikings, and they drafted him. Apparently, the Vikings was the only team that just was still in love with Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I think teams are too smart nowadays, right? Because I think that these teams have learned their lessons of the past, right? Oh, a little gas mask video is not enough to keep me off Laramie Tunsil. A little police investigate. Oh, they just asking Leo questions. That'll never happen again. We at least gonna draft him and at least own his rights. We'll spend some pick on him. So with this Jalen Carter thing, I still think that the pending investigation is more detrimental than him being heavy 9 pounds at his pro day. Because you want to know why? Dallas Cowboys got the best strength and conditioning program in the league, and them 9 pounds will be gone tomorrow. It means nothing. We got this cafeteria, we got this strategy, and we got a list of people that'll get that young man right. Now, do I think that, you know, this whole pro day thing is going to tank his stock? Well, some teams are going to overthink this, Some teams are going to look at Jalen Carter and go, oh, well, he can't be relied on. He don't work hard. And chat, that might be the case. But if that's going to stop you from drafting him at first overall, that is not stopping me from drafting him at 26. You're going to need a lot more than that. He's going to have to show up high on crack, not cocaine. Hit the damn Funk Flex wheel still. The this is and the that is.
so
okay. So then now, when does crack? Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Boy, Jalen Carter can be high out of his mind. He could be 9 pounds overweight, but he can lose 9 pounds in 2 weeks because he's high on crack. I'm looking right in the face and say, hey, man, we got the best drug rehab therapist. That dude is worth shooting the dice on, Will Steele. That talent is worth rolling the dice on. So it don't bother me. It don't bother me. Now we'll see where he falls in these, mock drafts. And I do think a lot of people are phony, right? Because one day Jalen Carter is the best player in the draft. He go first overall. Now all of a sudden, Will Anderson go 3 and Jalen Carter go 5. No, if it's that bad, then drop Jalen Carter all the way out of your mocks, or drop Jalen Carter down to the 20s or 30s or something if you that nervous. But if you think that this thing is really going to put that much of a strain on Jalen Carter's draft stock, he ain't just going to fall 2 spots. He going to fall more than that. I don't think this means nothing. But let's get into this mock draft. Let's see where our guy Trevor Sikkema, Tampa Bay Trey of PFN. PFF?
He used to be on a different network.
Yeah, he used to be.
I think it was a draft network at one point.
Yeah, for sure.
But he with them now. So.
They passing out that money, Will. Still, they passing out that money. Voch, the investigation is over already. They just gave him community service and probation. Oh well, shit, Jalen. Oh well, a little 9 pounds ain't enough. Will, still a little 9 pounds ain't enough, sir. But let's get into this work, man. We ain't doing nothing else. All right, I have the mock draft pulled up here. Put my screen down. See what Tampa Bay trade time back. CJ Stroud, first overall pick. Me and Will still talked about this. You don't trade up to go for the high floor, low ceiling guy. You want to get as much ceiling as you possibly can out of this. And CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson have the higher ceiling. So that's why CJ Stroud is a first overall pick, in which I don't mind this at all. But notice, Will, still nobody said nothing about Will Levis. We just gonna continue to just move on and not even act like he's in this conversation. Levis is gonna fall much farther. If anybody trades up to 3rd overall, I mean that could be a conversation worth having, but as of now, we're not seeing it. Bryce Young go to the Texans consistently. We haven't seen much any change in that, so that is what that is. Will Anderson. Now, this is what I was saying about the whole Jalen Carter thing, Will Anderson being the first non-quarterback to come off the board. If Jalen Carter makes you that nervous, take him off your, you know what I mean? Take him off your whole situation, unless you genuinely feel like Will Anderson is the best non-quarterback on the board. And if that's the case, I mean, shouts out to Tampa Bay Trey, man. I love you to pieces, bro. Let's see. The Cardinals could easily trade down here, but after losing Zach Allen in free agency, they badly needs to shore up the D-line. The D-line that Jalen Carter can play on. They won't want a trade. They won't want to trade down too far, especially when they could have a player like Anderson in the top 3. Well, there you go. Yeah. Who's sitting at 5?
Yeah, Zach Allen's a big loss for them.
Yeah. Shouts out to Zach Allen. Boston College Zach Allen. Anthony, they got a whole graphic on Anthony Richardson, boy. What does this mean? Damn PFF.
I like their draft guide. Be using that for draft day.
That costs money?
Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the elite
or
the basic, John. I mean, see, I'm a stat guy. I like all the numbers. I don't give a damn about the grades, but I like the stats that they got over there.
I'll let Matt Owen look at it.
I can send it to you. Worry about it.
I'm gonna pay money to get it, Will. Still, we ain't because redistribution of this content.
Trevor, we gonna pay. We gonna pay, Trevor.
Let's scroll down. Seattle Seahawks. Now this is interesting. Tyree Wilson is the second non-quarterback off the board. It's interesting, chat. Let's just keep our eyes open for that. Tyree Wilson is a Seattle Seahawk now. Let's keep eyes on that. Now, also too, chat. Let's pause for a second. This is what I want. I want to just kind of run this experiment, and everybody can have their own different answers about this. I will have the chat box pulled up. I want y'all as a chat box, right? I want you guys to follow along with this mock with me, and I want y'all to let me know when the value starts to go down a bit, right? Because we have this conversation. I tell y'all all the time, right? I always say, well, I feel good about my pick because I pick at 26. So I think whatever player I get at 26 will be a good value for 26, right? You probably feel good about Tyree Wilson at 5. And you might feel good about the best cornerback available at 6 or whatever, 6 overall, right? But at what point in this draft do you draft somebody and you go, this player doesn't fit this pick? That's what I'm curious about, right? Somebody said number 5. Somebody said pick number 7. Hey, but this is what we're looking for, so I'll be tapped in with y'all. So let's see. Let's keep this thing rolling. William Steele. So Christian Gonzalez, cornerback, Oregon, goes to the Detroit Lions. He plays on the other side of Jeff Okudah now. And if you can't re-sign Jeff Okudah, that's some pretty good insurance there. We know the Lions have a good offense. They're building their defense. I don't hate it. Is 6 overall too high for Christian Gonzalez, chat? I'm curious.
I feel like I've been seeing him go top 10.
Yeah.
To Detroit.
I agree too. And if he's your cornerback 1, cornerback 2, I don't hate it. But him as a player, and I always make these teams in the fans of these teams in these top 10s or whatever. I hope I'm not making nobody sick, right? Because once upon a time, the 6 overall pick can get you, Jalen Waddle. Surtain was on the board. Michael Parsons was on the board. Slater was on the board. This ain't that draft, right? So that's why I want to ask guys, right? How do you feel about Gonzalez being the 6th overall guy? Interesting. Will Levis goes to number 7. That's even more interesting now. Jimmy Garoppolo's there, so Will Levis gets to be he gets to sit behind Jimmy. Jimmy's a bridge player, and they just traded away their tight end to the Giants. But I ain't worry about that. Daniel Jones still quarterback over there, so it is what it is. Joey Porter Jr., in which I like him, he goes to the Atlanta Falcons. They have a corner to go on the other side of AJ Terrell. Fantastic for them. Who knows? This is number 9, Bears. Who knows where Jalen Carter will be picked at this point? His off the field situation is clouding his entire draft projection. I forgot. He's one of the most talented players in the class, but there's a chance he could be picked at the back end of the top 10 or even outside of it. And that's my problem, though, Will, still. Because if this off the field issue is so drastic, why just back end of the top 10? Right? If it's not so bad, then he just goes back to being the best non-quarterback player in the draft. He just get drafted as high as the non-quarterback pick goes, right? Oh, but his off-the-field issue is so bad, we got to drop him out of the top 8. And we're going to put him at 9. I think that's kind of, you know what I mean? Is this off-the-field issue too bad for you or not? Let me ask you this, Will Steele. Boss Man Fat has left a bad image in your heart of the troubled guy, right? Jalen Carter is walking trouble guy at this point. But this talent is different. Jalen's a mother. Let's just say he falls to 26, right? And it's got to be bad for Jalen Carter to fall 25 picks in the draft. If he's available for you, Will Steele, do you ignore the off the field stuff and you take Jalen Carter at 26?
I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's not the same as Boss Man Fat.
Mm-hmm.
Or Boss Man Fat didn't have legal troubles, if I'm not mistaken, until last offseason. But it was, this kid wants to be a rapper. He doesn't really love football. He doesn't put in the work and things like that. Look, you can let me know, Professor O, but if that's not the case for Jalen Carter and the off-field issue, the baggage is that legal situation, but the kid loves the game, the kid wants, he works hard, I'm fine. I don't want a person that doesn't love the game is not going to put in the work to be great. So
how about this though, Will? So you just said the work to be great. He didn't do work at the combine, right? He just did interviews. So as a professional, right? As a professional, we go, all right, but your pro day is coming. This is your time to wow us. And he shows up out of shape, tired as hell, 9 pounds overweight for his pro day. Is that an indicator that maybe he's not putting in the work to be a good football player?
I'd have to talk to people down there before that. I mean, the dude just went through I don't want to say a murder situation, but somebody died. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's got a legal situation hanging over his head. And okay, he showed up to his combine. It wasn't great. I can't let a combine or a pro day ignore what the tape says. So what is the mentality of that player?
Because I tell you what, I tell you 2 people that was in shape. Nolan and Darnell. Edge 1 and tight end 1. Them boys was in shape, Will Steele. But anyway, digress. Let's move on. What we got on your screen? 10th overall, Devon Witherspoon. Eagles fans went on a little roller coaster with the boy Darius Slay, didn't he? They went from we love Darius Slay to F him, we ain't paying all that money to
we love him again.
We love him again. Hey, man, he worth the money, man. Get him mad his money and quit playing so much. I don't know what day. Well, let's see what day this was posted. This was posted March 16th, the day. Shouts out to Tampa Bay Trey. So even with the idea, okay, cool. After some uncertainty, the Eagles are keeping Darius Slay to repair with James Bradbury. I still don't think James Bradbury like that good. Opposite of him. That being said, investing in long-term option who can play inside and outside the corner would be smart, and Witherspoon fits that bill. So look, I'm not gonna come on here and give Eagles draft advice, but they got a lot of dudes just coming off the board. Players on defense is just not on that team anymore, right? And I think they've done a solid job of drafting and putting dudes in place to kind of mitigate some of those, dudes leaving. But if Devon Witherspoon is going to be your pick to continue to bolster that defense, because it seems like the Eagles offense hasn't moved at all. So if you want to add people to that defense to keep that defense as powerful as possible, then I don't hate it. Go ahead, what's up?
I tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me the pick above falls down to number 9.
Yeah.
If I'm Philly,
you should move up.
I'm making a phone call.
You should move up.
I'm trying to jump. Hey, Atlanta. I'm trying to jump somewhere. The Raiders, whoever, and I'm taking Jalen Carter because you just lost Hargrave, and he can come right up in there, put Carter next to Davis and Milton Williams, and you kind of just replenish that defensive tackle. And again, you said, I know we ain't in the business of giving the Eagles any advice, but I mean, one pick above you, shit.
Matt Owen made a fantastic point in the chat box. He said, "Man, you trade back, you get a first next year, you get some seconds, you get DJ Moore, you just walk away with the same player you was gonna get at first overall. You can't miss.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So now you walk into this idea of, if you were the Eagles, right? Let's just say you are the Bears on the phone at 9. You go, hey man, we about to turn the call for Jalen Carter, and the Eagles call you. I know it's only one pick, right? And traditional wisdom would say you don't have to give up very much to go from 10 to 9. But what if it's a mother on the board? How much more do you demand? Like, hey man, look, if you was moving up to get Witherspoon, I just give you this pick for like a third or a fourth or something. But you moving up to get Jalen Carter, I might need a little more from you. You know what I'm saying? I might need to hold you up. Or do you go just don't be cute and just draft the best player?
Yeah, not for that position. I don't think the capital is going to change too much. Quarterback, yes, it does not matter how many picks you come up. I watched the Niners fleece the Bears to come up one pick. I believe it was one pick. Fleece the Bears. But for defensive tackle, I don't think you can be like, well, you got to give me a ton extra because it's Jalen Carter. Yeah, it's Jalen Carter, but he's sitting here at number 9.
If that's the case, I'm just going to draft Jalen Carter and just move on in my life.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you're going to get fleeced. You might get a third rounder and some extra stuff that come with it to go up one spot right there. If you get a second, that's a dub.
Yeah, for sure. We got a trend and a run. Well, a trend changed and a run. Peter Skoronski is no longer the first tackle off the board.
Can I do something before we move forward? We got to get a round table because Okoye likes Mozzie, whatever how you say his name, Smith, over Jalen Carter. So I want to see y'all debate that.
Ain't no way.
I want to see the debate on that one.
There's no way Okoye like Mozzie Smith more than fucking Jalen Carter. Goddamn motherfucking Jalen. The best player in the whole draft, the best player in the country, Jalen Carter. You think Mozzie Smith better? I got you.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the video I saw. So I want to see y'all debate on that one.
Go ahead, send this text, dog. Y'all want to get a round table going? I ain't got time, buddy. Oh, Koye. And I still need to hear about this Zeke talk too, man. I need to hear it. I love Okoye to pieces, though. I'm just gonna hop in the round table chat and be like, round table? Question mark. And I'll wait for y'all. Okoye gotta come see me, dog. But brand new trend. Paris Johnson is the first offensive lineman on the board. Same team, though. We always see it being Tennessee, though, right? They're the ones that's getting the first offensive line. But this time it's not Skoronski, it's Paris Johnson, left tackle from Ohio State. With Taylor Lewan, a right tackle.
There's the run.
No longer in the building, the Titans would be wise to invest in Taylor Lewan, left tackle, right tackle. Left tackle, my bad. Titans would be wise to invest in the offensive trenches, especially if they have their pick if they have a pick of any in this class. If they do, I expect Paris Johnson to be their choice. But why do you expect Paris Johnson to be their choice? Like, tell me why. Shit on Skoronski a little bit, you know what I'm saying? but the Houston pick, very next pick, which is a run, Skoronski goes at 12 and it goes with rumors of Laramie Tunsil potentially on trade block. We'll see what happens with that. What happens with Laramie Tunsil being on the block and him saying, I want the most money for any left tackle in the league? Like what happens with that?
What do you mean, like trade wise?
Yeah, do you think they're gonna be able to find a partner for him, or is Laramie just gonna have to hang around?
Yeah, 100%. Somebody would trade for him. The Chiefs almost did it.
Yeah, almost, but shit, they went and got cheaper. What happens with Laramie? And even without him, the Texans look to the trenches with their second first round pick, whether it's the tackle or guard. Skoronski has the tape to suggest he's a starter at the next level. All right, Trey. He ain't better than Broderick, though. Who goes number 13 here? And this is your run on tackles, which will start to make me a little sick, but I didn't expect these three guys to be there anyway, so it's all good. With all signs pointing to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so Georgia, so the Jets, are they just out on Becton? And then they have another dude that was a tackle, and Jets fans was telling me that, hey, he's better than Becton. So
didn't they kick him inside?
Becton big ass kicked inside?
No, the tackle, the USC kid. Vern Tucker.
Well, that's Vera Tucker. But there's another boy.
Oh, they got another dude.
There's another tackle that I never heard of in my life, but he played better than Becton. And Jets fans was all like, yeah, he's better than Becton. We just gonna move on from Becton. And I was just like, cool. It is what it is. And now they have the Jets just picking another offensive tackle, in which Broderick Jones can also play some guard for you. I don't like it, but Broderick can also play some guard for you. So interesting. The Cowboys, go ahead.
They have Dwayne Brown. He's an older dude.
Yeah.
So he doesn't change anything.
It's one of them characters up there.
Sanaa.
Anyway. No. Let's do this. Let's go to our lads. Let's go to Jets.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Dwayne, Eric Smith, Max Mitchell, Greg Sanaa, Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker. I'm not a Jets fan, so maybe they're like, yeah, Eric Smith's that guy. I don't know.
I think it was this dude Fant, George Fant. Now, I never heard of him in my life. Will Steele. I'm not even going to sound like the expert. But last year, Jets fans were telling me that George Fant was a guy that could play.
Yeah, he ain't even on PFF's roster.
And look, the other Conor McGovern over there. So shit, there you go. You playing center for them boys. He got a lot of offensive linemen up there, man. The Jets need to go get somebody else there. All right, let's move on. Brian Branch, who is like J-Ron Curse for us, but Brian Branch goes 14th overall to the New England Patriots. That definitely seems like a Patriot pick. You know what I'm saying? Some dude that's not the best athlete, but he's smart and he tackling, he make plays, and Belichick just make him a weapon that's going to be better than everybody else. Sounds fair to me. Luke Van Ness before Nolan Smith, which infuriates me because Luke Van Ness ain't that guy to me, but it is what it is. Apparently people are hearing something about Luke Van Ness, and that's pushing him up the board. So that is what it is. Still no Nolan Smith. 16, the Washington Football Wizards, Anton Harrison, left tackle from Oklahoma. Really like him.
I like him.
So you've watched Anton Harris. Go
Yes.
ahead, O-line guy. What you think of?
I think he has the potential to be a high-end pass blocker.
Mm-hmm.
Just athletic, nice feet, nice. I just feel like he just know what the hell he's doing from a pass blocking standpoint. And you get him with what's our new? Oh, I'm talking Cowboys. Never mind. I was thinking of Solari, so I'm thinking like Solari can get his hands on him and develop him as a run blocker. But from an athletic standpoint and pass blocking standpoint, he one of my favorite guys from that aspect. But this next one right here is I'm a fan of 6'8", tackles, 6'4" receivers, 6'5" safeties, and this guy right here is the guy.
So it's interesting, Will Steele. We was talking about trends, brand new trends. All of a sudden, DeJuan Jones a first round pick now, Will Steele. Ain't that something? And I look, man, I don't want to be like Foots, man. I refuse to be told you so guy here, man. But like, I'm just so curious, Will, what happens? The film don't change, Will Steele.
Yeah, maybe they just come around a little bit later. I mean, I know I come around a lot, very late when it comes to a lot of these people. So,
man, DeJuan Jones so good. Will Steele, I be watching DeJuan Jones. He is so good. He is so good. DeJuan, he better than Paris in my personal opinion. in my personal opinion. Let me rewind just a little bit because I did want to ask the chat box, when does the value start getting bad? Is Luke Van Ness a 15th overall player for y'all, chat? Is Brian Branch a 14th overall player for y'all? I think Anton and DeJuan fit well at 16 and 17. But you see towards the end of the draft, the value started to get a little better. Skoronski at 12, is he a 12th overall guy? I just want to ask y'all. I just want to hear what, y'all have to say. But the further you get down the draft, right now you got Nolan Smith at 18, Will Steele. And that's edge one for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's edge one for me. I love me some Nolan Smith. Before the combine. Before he ran faster than Jalen Hyatt. That dude's so good, Will Steele. And now he's 18th overall. Couple weeks ago, he was in the 30s somewhere. And it was like, yo, Voch, you think? Look, I was like, hey man, y'all want to take Nolan Smith at 26? No, I don't know, man. Now he out the Cowboys range altogether. People say, yo, Voch, you still think Nolan Smith made to the Cowboys? I say, no. No, Nolan is. So we just need a moment of silence for that one. That's enough.
So if Detroit got him, that's perfect because they struggled defensively first half of the season, and they switched something up at in the bye week, came out against Dallas, and their defense started playing well from there on out. This would be a fantastic get for former Dallas Cowboy player. Is it Aaron Glenn? Aaron Glenn, defense coordinator over there in Detroit.
Mm-hmm. You just keep adding more dudes over there, man. Just more dudes. Lions gonna be scary, man, and the Green Bay Packers are not gonna be so. Just gotta keep our eyes on that. So we talked about this run on offensive linemen, right? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Darnell Wright from Tennessee. He's a right tackle for sure, and I think he can also play a little bit of left too. Not positive, but I know for sure he can play right. Now, you need so if you like Anton, you need to watch Darnell Wright too because Darnell is a hand technician, and I love hand technicians. Anton, DeJuan, and Darnell Wright are all hands guys, right? So, and also, what I really like about Darnell, and these other guys also, but Darnell played against Will Anderson. He played against B.J. Ojulari from LSU, and those are in his highlight tapes. Those are part of his highlights. So we see this run on offensive linemen, right? Between 11 and 19, 1, 2, 3. 5 tackles go between 11 and 19. So if you're a Cowboy fan looking for offensive tackle, your ass itching right now. And 20th overall just make me sick because now Will Steele, Jackson Smith and Jigba, first wide receiver off the board at 20. So we got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we got 6 more picks between this and Cowboys. I love Jackson Smith and Jigba so much, bro. I love that dude so much. And I'm curious, Will, still, because we did this last Thursday before last. I keep seeing Jackson Smith and Jigba to Seattle. Like there's a little bit of continuity to this pick amongst some of these mock drafts. I'm wondering.
That's funny.
Go ahead.
Because I remember I called him a less explosive Lockett, like in the way he's just savvy and in his route running ability. And boom, he goes to Seattle. Interesting. Because a couple of weeks ago, I was like, man, dog, why you got to get DK Tyler and Jackson Smith and Jig before Geno Smith? And this I've seen 2 other mock drafts like this. So I wonder if they're hearing something. I wonder if this is when the wide receiver run is going to happen. You still got a lot of wide receivers on the board. You still got 2 running backs on the board. Yeah.
You still got guard up there. John Michael Smith is up there. Is there a tackle missing? I think that's all the tackles I like. I think that's all the first round tackles I like. So if this Voch at this point, I'm out on tackle. I don't think I'm in on edge for this round. So I'm really looking at wide receiver, running back.
So we're talking Cowboys. I was about to ask you. Well, Dallas's needs right now. If we really talking about like high priority, not high priority, but
emergencies,
defensive tackle, interior. Right, I think they don't have that dude on the inside, but you're not going to draft that probably in the first round. They're probably not going to do that. Running back, they don't. They just lost when they got 2 running backs on the team. One is on a 1-year deal, but are they going to take a running back around 1? That's TBD. Wide receiver, offensive tackle, OTs, you're out on.
Yeah.
And here goes the first wide receiver off the board. Will we see a run? Because if the run starts, now they start to get a little trouble here. Now it gets to, are they going to have to take a defensive tackle, tight end, or running back in round one?
Right.
So it gets interesting.
Will McDonald is so good. We watched Will McDonald in the Patreon the other day, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. And every year we talk about how coaches use players incorrectly and it just ruins their production. For example, we watched Sam Williams last year play a lot of 4-eye and he had to be a big guy. He gets to the Cowboys, he get to stand up and rush from the 7 and 9. All of a sudden he's explosive and tearing shit up and he's, power to speed, speed to power guy, and just all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
Like this.
Will McDonald will still the 4th. And he follows me on Twitter now after I said something nice about him, Will. So just going to that plan that we just talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Will McDonald played in a damn 3-3 stack, sir. I ain't think they did that shit anymore. So when you're a defensive end in a 3-3 stack, if the linebacker's not down on your side, then you all they got in C gap. Why is that important? Because ain't nobody in B gap neither. So you technically got to be a big dude in that scheme. You would almost have to be almost like a 3-4 end, but it's less dudes in the box, it's less dudes in a little gap for you. So you have to be a big, strong 4-eye type guy. Will McDonald is a standing edge rusher. So if I can give any credit to Iowa State, they do sometimes stand him up as an edge rusher. Will Steele, let me cut the music off because I'm serious. When they stand him up and they bump him 2 gaps over like they supposed to, Will Steele, they couldn't block him. They couldn't block him. And this is in the Patreon. If y'all was in the Patreon watching film in class with us, go in the chat box and let them know, bro. Like Will McDonald was ripping the offensive line to shreds when he was able to rush from where he was supposed to rush at. Standing 2 gaps over. Now, when they put him in 4-eye, they put him right on the outside shoulder. He had to earn he had to earn the edge and then bend it. And he was good at that. But when they gave him the edge, he won damn near every time, Will Steele. Explosive, long, bendy. I wouldn't say powerful, but sometimes you move so fast in one direction, it just kind of make you strong.
Your momentum,
you know what I'm saying? Will McDonald is so good. The problem is, though, I think 26 might be a little high, right? And he's 21 here. I'm just talking about Cowboy-wise, right? I think 26 is a little high. But he's not going to make it to 50-something.
I was about to say, but we're getting into that territory where very similar to what Dallas felt last year. Now, Tyler Smith, they had top 16, but they probably were like, he's not going to make it to 52 or whatever it was. Right. So you're likely taking a guy that you might not believe is, quote unquote, round one, but the best of the rest.
Sure. Long story short, you may be asking, well, Voch, is Will McDonald a 26 guy? To me, yes. The problem is there's a lot of 26 guys that I like. You know what I'm saying?
There's 26 guys.
It's about Will Steele. And look, they all not going to make it to 58. No. You know what I'm saying? You got some wide receivers that's 26 guys. You got a guard that's 26 guys. 2 running backs that are 26 guys. If you got a corner that you like, 2 corners, maybe those dudes are 26 guys. Like we just in that territory where it's just a couple D tackles, Will Steele, where they're just 26 guys. All of my offensive tackles gone, but I think in real life, somebody going to be there. Will McDonald is a dude. And I do think that with the Cowboys, we just talking Cowboys right now, y'all can take my words and apply it to whoever. If like my Cowboys have addressed corner, they did some patchwork to linebacker. They've addressed, they other little box safety situation. So I imagine that we're mostly going to be going offense. If Will McDonald is my pick at 26, I don't hate it because I think he's that good, especially since I know Dan's going to put him in the proper situation to be great.
There you go.
And I had to cut the music off to say that. But boy, if Will McDonald fall to 58, man, we're going to Golden Corral, man. Will McDonald has something crazy like a 45% pass rush win rate at the stand-up position I saw. I believe it, Aaron, because look, when we was watching film, Every time he was lined up on somebody's shoulder, every time he was a 4-eye, every time he was a 3-tech, I was like, man, bro, this ain't like he would have to gain the edge and then bend it. And it just wasn't good for him because it took him a couple steps to get to where he needed to be. But boy, when he was where he was supposed to be, man, they just had a hard, like he just, as a hand fighter, as a bend guy, as a length guy, as an explosion guy, as a ball get off, first step guy. Boy, I saw the talent. But coaches be fucking up, man. Let's move on. Deontay Banks. Matt Owen hate him. Because every time I just say, for example, I'd be like, hey man, for example, Deontay Banks could go here. Matt Owen be like, yeah, Voch, I can't stand him. He's gonna bust. I'm like, damn, I'm just making an example, bro. But Deontay Banks goes 22 right here to the Baltimore Ravens. They probably should have drafted a wide receiver, but whatever. Now, Will Steele, this is where it gets interesting for us because I think a wide receiver run's gonna happen.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Because Minnesota.
Oh,
I don't think Jacksonville needs a wide receiver because they look set at wide receiver. And you probably get a feeling that the Giants are going to go wide receiver too. You understand? And Jackson already went earlier, right? Jackson's, Smith and Jigba. So in your mind, you go, damn, boy, we just running out of wide receivers or whatever. But and not only are we running out of receivers, but there's 3 teams that look like it's damn near a lock for them to take receiver. Adam Thielen gone. And that's what Trev says right here. So Quentin Johnston, TCU, he goes Minnesota Vikings, keep him in purple.
Good thing is Jacksonville shouldn't need a receiver. They got plenty.
They don't need one. Yeah.
They're not going to draft a receiver in round 1.
Boy, Calvin really just going to show up like, all right.
Ridley, Zay, Kirk, they good. Ingram, they got enough pass catching weapons. So if you get to 23 and Quentin Johnston is the second receiver taken, I actually feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. Anderson Amaya says better than Van Ness. Yes, I think Will McDonald is better than Van Ness. And then Trey Fargo says we can't take edge with the first pick. Why not? Why not? Why can't you take edge with the first pick? I just love to attack conversation like this because the Cowboys are proving to you, hey man, look, when this first round, man, just trust us, bro. You know what I'm saying? At least. And if we're covering our bases everywhere else, why not have an edge guy?
If it's the guy that they absolutely love, right? It's not out of the equation because again, they rotate their dudes a lot. Number 1, number 2, Dorrance Armstrong's going to be gone next year, so you're not going to have DA. Some people might get upset because it feel like it might stunt Sam Williams' growth. So, yeah, but listen, you need 3-4 guys nowadays.
Dorrance and D-Law are not guaranteed for
That's
you.
The other one, D-Law, well, they did move money around, but D-Law probably got another year or 2.
Yeah. So really, Micah, who's all over the field, who's a weapon for you. You got Sam. They've been calling Dante. So like besides Sam, I mean Chauncey's a run game guy. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want us to get caught up in, oh well, we can't take edge. Man, if Cowboys think, hey, this dude's the best player right now, and he's an edge, hey, cool, let's just run with it, and we'll just fix everything else based off that. But whatever. Cam Smith go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, cool. Appreciate you. Maybe I won't give up so many. Let's see. New York Zay Flowers, and boy, I love Zay Flowers. Will still love Zay Flowers. If Zay Flowers just hang around, one more pick, and goddamn,
and he didn't. I mean, let's be real. If Bijan is there at 26, I ain't gonna lie to you. I will be so surprised.
He's not gonna be there
if Dallas doesn't take him, because Jerry love this is his new Zeke.
Still, man, but Will still Bijan. He's not gonna be there though, right?
But this is the second? Is this the second one we did where this happened, or no?
This is. There's been many mock drafts that say Bijan and Dallas.
And when I do it, it feels like he's always there.
But Will still, man, come on, bro, man, Bijan for real. Is Bijan gonna be there? He's not gonna be. And look, this is more so, but I don't think Bijan gonna be there. This ain't really a we taking running back in the first round, because I think we way down in the territory to go, hey, if Bijan on the board at 26, then cool. But dog, don't put Bijan in your mock draft at 26 just because Zeke gone. Do that shit,
right? Like
man.
we going purposefully.
We gonna make Bijan fall, dog. You know what I mean? Bijan showed up to pro day 2 pounds overweight. We're gonna push him down the board a little bit. Like, bro, you ain't got to be that nice to us.
How to do that.
If he there, we can boogie though.
There we go.
And this is crazy because look, they got this image on here, right? Will Steele, they got this image on there, and they say that Bijan is PFF's 27th player on their big board.
Yeah.
That ain't real life, is it? Bijan like a top 5 player.
Well, maybe they're, you wonder if they're just taking account positional value.
Man, who the fuck taking Brian Branch over Bijan Robinson, dog? like, come on, man.
Definitely the Patriots. I mean, they do got a young buck though, so maybe never mind.
Man, Ramondre Stevenson ain't stopping me from drafting Bijan.
Nice.
I don't know, man. Hey, look, if it happens, you're not gonna see a frown out of me.
No.
I just don't feel this, but
no. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and fake the funk. Running back round 1, I do agree with that in general, but there are sometimes you got to make exceptions. And when you picking that damn near the second round, I mean, this ain't 4th overall. And when you look at the needs of this team, if you do make this pick, you can go ahead and say thank you, Tony Pollard.
I'm getting arrested.
Get this 1 year in with TP. And Bijan Robinson gets, 5 cheap years, and you just hope they don't make the same mistake they did with it. But did Bijan get the 5 cheap years, and you try to get one?
Osiris Torrance goes 27th overall, and I hate that. But whatever, it ain't my team, so it is what it is. Voch going against Boss Cowboy. I don't know nothing that nobody said, bro. I don't want to say nobody's name because I don't know nothing. What do you say about Bijan, man? What do you say about Bijan? Cincinnati goes Darnell Washington, who's probably my tight end 1.
I like this for them.
That's so good for them. It's so good for them. But yeah, Darnell Washington, loving the piece. Now, we'll talk about it when we get there. Collegiate Kansas at 29. This probably fits him. This is probably fine for him. I'm not as big on him as other people are, but I think 29 is fine for him. The Eagles get we just gonna call him Tommy.
Tommy, yeah.
Tommy from Northwestern. He's a D tackle / D end. Super athlete. He's a generational athlete. I ain't gonna say generational player, but
look at this Chiefs pick.
But people his size moving around the way that he does, like he's broken all kind of records in athleticism standards or whatever. So he goes to the Eagles. Cool. Shouts out to him.
How fitting is this pick for Kansas City? Like, how fitting is that?
12 personnel gonna be crazy, huh?
Oh, well, your boy's like 33 or something, 32. So he you can let Travis Kelce go about finish out his career, and you got 5 years with Kincaid to slide right in, and he's with Pat Mahomes. If you want to talk about a fit, that is a Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, by the way. That is a perfect fit.
Crazy. You are damn near set for life if you end up in that situation.
The conference has been locked.
And let's just kind of look at some of these miscellaneous 2nd and 3rd round guys. Jahmyr Gibbs immediately goes to 34, and that makes sense.
There's more. Okay.
Yep. Steve Avila goes to 35, so he's one of your interior players. Joe Tippmann, who's another one of your interior players. Both those dudes shouldn't be going higher than John Michael Smith. Osiris shouldn't be going higher than John Michael Smith neither, but whatever. Now, Will Steele, it's so interesting. Miles Murphy has dropped to 40. Chat.
What? I could have sworn in another one he was in the top 10.
Chat. How in tarnation did Miles Murphy end up at 40? I just got questions. I got questions, chat. I ain't gonna say nothing about him because he got a family and shit, but boy, just that's peculiar. It was a consensus top 10 pick. Why? Anyway, I'll just let y'all just marinate on that. Now I just saw somebody. Zach says Jordan Addison at 42. LOL. I actually don't hate it because we talked about this run of dudes that can go anywhere. Miles Murphy at 40, but if Miles Murphy go 21, John Michael Smith at 41. If he go 26, I get it. Jordan Addison at 42. If he goes in the 20s somewhere, it makes sense. Drew Sanders at 45. Felix at 44. All these dudes can be late first round players for you. They all can be. Michael Meyer can be a first-round player for you. Jahmyr Gibbs can be a first-round player for you.
Man,
Keely Ringo at 49 can be a first-round player for you. Go ahead, Will.
Be a good draft for Detroit, man.
Come on, man.
Brian Breesy in the second. That's fine risk for Detroit.
That's crazy, bro.
Pairing with Nolan Smith and the Michigan kid, Hutchinson, building that defense. And you get the number one corner. Ooh, boy. That's a nice young nucleus to build around.
Crazy. Your boy Mozzie goes at 52. Jalen Hyatt stumbles. That boy run a 4.4, and now he's in the 50s. But Jalen Hyatt goes 53. Derek Hall from Auburn is not good. We just watched him yesterday in the Patreon or the day before in the Patreon. So I don't expect this to stand long. But teams suck at drafting. Go ahead.
Fill me in on this kid here.
Derek Hall,
Trenton Simpson.
Simpson,
Cowboys pick round 2.
So he's a linebacker safety dude. You know what I mean? He's one of them dudes where I'm not really playing safety, but I'm playing linebacker, but I'm really a safety playing linebacker, right? So he's one of those I'm going to fit into the hybrid category situation. And he's an athlete, and that's all I...
Maybe I don't know, never mind. I was going to say maybe a J-Rock replacement, but J-Rock's still safety.
I think they put him at linebacker because they don't want him at safety. So in my mind, like he's an ex-safety guy playing linebacker now. So I think his athleticism will more so warrant him to be a linebacker guy than a safety guy. If I had to just look around the board real fast at the guys at 58 or whatever, I mean, you kind of run out of guys that you feel really, really good about. And we talked about this, right? From 18 to about really right before our pick, and you really hoping somebody suck at drafting to make some of these dudes fall to you. Like all these dudes right in front of you. Hendon Hooker, Cody Mauch, not Derek Hall, Jalen Hyatt, Mozzie Smith, Keely Ringo, Forbes, Drew Sanders. Like, go ahead.
I'm willing to move the second round pick, Voch. Like if that's
yes
going to be I'm not saying that's the pick, right? But Sure. If you came out of the draft and you know Trenton Simpson is the pick, and we find out, hey, the Cowboys could have had this player, but they said we don't want to give up a 2. Yeah, I'd be disappointed.
If this is the crop that we have to pick from, Will Steele, and mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of this crop when it gets to 58 because I think that the talent runs out at about 52. Yeah. If this is the crop that we got to pick from, I would rather move that pick to go get a wide receiver. If it's me. I know Denver said, hey man, we want a first for Jerry Jeudy. They don't mean that shit for real.
No, yeah, that
they don't mean that shit for real. I will offer it 2, and I would just try again with a brand new batch of talent in the third round, and that'll be where I get my guard or something, and then I go get my running back or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and hopefully Will McClay has tapped somebody on the shoulder and said, hey man, listen, man, 58, bro, we might as well. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. But we'll see. This ain't like Trey Diggs sitting on the board for you in the second round, you know, or something like that. You know what I mean? This ain't one of those situations. This is Trey Diggs, even in college, was a guy that, okay, cool. He's a guy that I feel good about taking in the second round or whatever. These guys, this crop of guys in the second round versus a dude I feel like I can go get, I don't feel like I'm missing out on very much with this crop of guys.
I remember people talking about they took Trey in round 1, you know.
Yeah, Cowboys if CD wasn't there, they was gonna take Trey in round 1 for sure. Let's go to the third round quickly. Charbonnet at 64. I can see a lot more running backs coming off the board right now, so you know that's fine. This is prime for Well, the Cowboys not looking for running back here. We just took Bijan at 26. Right? But if we didn't take Bijan at 26, this would be prime running back territory right here. As you can see, man, my offensive lineman, bro. Like my left tackles, John Michael gone. So my offensive line, and just in general, they gone. You probably can find like a developing wide receiver you like, but this is prime running back territory. Isaiah Foskey falling to 76, and some other mock draft I saw him 10th overall. Cool, Foskey's at 76. He's a guy that, okay, fine. If you want to go tight end here, this makes sense. Corner here makes a little bit of sense. D tackle here makes some sense. Like I said, wide receivers that you ain't really got to bank on makes a little bit of sense. Jacqueline Roy, haven't seen him. Chat, don't ask me. Don't ask me. It's still early. Something else too. At 96 overall, Will Steele, we see Andrew Voorhees going here. I think that's interesting because I want to know 100%. I want to know what do teams think of his ACL? What do they think of his ACL injury? Like, and how much has he fallen? You know, he was probably like a third round guy anyway. Prior to that, he's definitely like a top 100 prior to that. But does his ACL injury make teams want to move off of him a little bit? And if that does, what rounds do we think we can get Andrew Voorhees? I think that's a real life conversation to have.
I mean, round 3, you know, I think this is fair. You know, I mean, yes, you want your third round pick to contribute in some form or fashion, like, you know, some special team, something.
Yeah. But
if he has to sit out a year, still get three other years on him.
For sure. And that's all I got, man. That's it. That's it. Good mock today. Just saw your text, Will Steele. I agree. Yep. All right, let's get into these phones. And it's 4:16, so like let's put some legs on the phones. You know what I mean? We ain't got too many calls. We got a good 5. 1, 2, 3. We got a good 5 callers, so yeah, we should be all right. Let's go Z the Ravens fan. What's up, sir?
Hey, what's up, Voch? Will? How you guys doing?
What's up, player?
What's
what
up,
you got for the show?
Not much. I'm here. Been talking a lot with Lamar. I wanted to switch it up. Talk a bit of wide receiver.
Okay.
So in this past mock draft, they had us taking what's his name, Banks out of Maryland.
Right.
I love the kid. He blew up the combine, but we already have Marlon, and he's the number 1 corner, top 5 in my opinion. I don't know if we're spending a first round pick on a cornerback too.
Sure.
I think right now with Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, we have a good 2/3 of a starting receiving core.
Yeah.
I think did Quentin Johnson fall to us? I think Quentin Johnson would be perfect in that system. He would be a perfect complement to Rashad Bateman, across from him, and then you have Mark Andrews working in the middle. And then honestly, I think we're good in depth. We drafted Charlie Kolar, Isaiah Likely. They're 2 backup tight ends, and we have like Devin Duvernay, Tylan Wallace. That's like 6 deep, so I think that's a good receiving core. I disagree with that Deontay Banks pick, and I think Quentin Johnson would have been a better pick. Opinion?
Well, I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, y'all ain't got a quarterback right now, but I do imagine that, you know, this whole, you know, Lamar Jackson thing gets resolved at some point. But if it does get resolved at some point, then sure, Quentin Johnston makes sense there. And if somebody else takes Quentin Johnston, then get Zay Flowers. Just get anybody better than, you know.
Yeah, I just think we need another perimeter. I think we have plenty of guys to work the middle of the field with Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and Charlie Kolar. Those are tight ends, so they can't really work their perimeter all that well. And right now we only have Rashad Bateman to work the perimeter.
Sure.
I think another perimeter wide receiver would do us wonders. And now that we're going to be signing Lamar Jackson, I know a bunch of Ravens fans will have like, what's his name, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Chark. I don't think we can afford him now that
we got news, Will, still?
Contract.
No, he said now that we're going to be extending Lamar Jackson. I didn't know that was
officially happening. Well, see, I'm about to hang out with you, boy. But but go ahead.
Ravens fans have been begging to get Lamar Jackson as number 1 wide receiver. For example, Dak Prescott, Don Amari, everyone's getting these number 1 wide receivers. Everyone's trading for him. Lamar's like the only guy who's never got one. And at this point, I don't think we can afford one, considering Lamar's off his rookie contract, and we're going to have to start paying him. I think we're going to have to hit on one of these. So far, we've drafted like the most wide receivers over the past 4 years, and we haven't hit. But at this point, paying Lamar all this, if we're going to pay Lamar all this money, we got to hit on a wide receiver at some point. And I think Quentin Johnson, if he hits, he could be an number 1 go-to guy.
Fair enough. Appreciate you, Z. Good call.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, Z wants a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson, man. Hey, shouts out to him. I want all the receivers, you know. Y'all know me. Let's keep this going. Yo, Will, I'm not gonna lie, man. You said what? Breaking news. I went straight to Twitter. What happened?
No. He said, well, now that the Ravens are going to be extending Lamar Jackson, I was like, that's breaking news to me. I didn't know that was a thing.
So we'll see. Let's get back into it though. Jake the Great. What's up, sir?
Yo, what's happening, guys? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Tough day, man. I've been riding through the dang mountains of Pennsylvania and West Virginia all day. Will still hung up the phone on me, man. There's so many people in line.
Oh, damn. Hey, Jake, it was crazy this morning, Jake. But call in tomorrow. I got you, bro.
Yeah, man. It's all good, man. It's all good. I just try to, pass off some time. But with Jalen Carter, ain't no in hell, man. That man's gonna go down that far, bro. Deion Sanders done put the game plan out. He wants them defensive linemen to be come from broken homes.
Yeah.
Maybe got his uncle sell a little something on the side. Maybe half gangbang or whatever. I'm all for those character guys because you gotta be a little crazy to play defense in the NFL. I don't know what everybody be thinking. I don't want no preppy private school person. Give me the troubled person.
Sure.
They win the
Sound like Deion Sanders.
But,
well, that's true. That's actually true, man. You know what I'm saying? They didn't allow me to play D line because I was too smart, so I ended up playing center. It's real life.
Yeah, smart guys got to play off the lineman, man. We need the troublemakers.
Yep, check.
Ruckus just happy. But as far as the Cowboys, I do not want to see a running back come off the board for Dallas until at least round 4 because I wanted to tell Will I like the idea. No matter how many tomatoes they throw at you, I like the concept of bringing in a veteran because if we're gonna bring in somebody, I want mercenaries. You bring in Leonard Fournette, he already knows what time it is. Anybody that calls himself playoff anything already knows what time it is. He's played with Tom Brady, and he's physical enough. And he's good enough. If we pick up one of these veteran running backs, I don't even want to draft a running back. Just run it with the running game we have. And people think we're going to overuse Tony Pollard, but if you look at Mike McCarthy, he's a 3 running back monster type dude, and he's going to bang you with the fullback. So that's my little 2 cents. So I want to keep rambling.
Okay. Appreciate you, Jake the Great. Shouts out to you. Right. Now, I do think there's something to that, man. I have watched it. Spiked up again. Check. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I've watched enough running backs to understand who's available later on, and I don't agree with them. I mean, I don't disagree with them. You can just kind of hang tight and draft a good dude later, but you also owe it to yourself to not get cute with your board. So if Bijan Robinson there, and you go, all right, there's Bijan or let me just go back, Bijan or Osiris Torrance, like that ain't close to me. That's not close to me. Like you just get the better dude, get the running back and just move on with your life. Bijan or Kalijah Cansey. I like Kalijah, but Bijan or Kincaid. Just as much as you can say something about a tight end. I mean, about a running back and getting a running back later. I could say get a tight end later. I could say I got tight ends already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just guys in this range, man. Michael Mayer or Bijan, Steve Avila or Bijan. Let me work upwards. Cam Smith, Bijan. Go ahead.
I think they could run into it sounds crazy, but a good problem. Meaning, if they do attack wide receiver with an Odell Beckham, D-Hop, or Shark, whoever, right? Mm-hmm. And they sign Hankins back or somebody like that, you're quite literally going to be able to take the best player. Like normally you say best player position of need. But Dallas is not littered with a ton of needs except for at tackle. When I'm talking about today's draft, right? Where today's mock draft, where all the tackles that you like were gone.
Yep.
So if all those tackles are gone, which might have been your number one need at that point in time, if you do X, Y, Z in free agency, how you turn away from that?
You can't. You just simply cannot. And if you do, you just overthinking or you window dressing your board, and you'll be happy with whatever corner that you walk away with, but then you see Bijan Robinson tearing shit up for 5 years, and you go,
or do we let me put you on the spot.
Whoosh.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith at 26, which feels like a very Tyler Smith air quote reach, but we view him as a guy that can step in right now. Can he play guard?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Guard.
He is the best interior offensive lineman in this draft, but he ain't better than Bijan Robinson. So I'm taking Bijan.
Okay.
Bijan gives you way more change than John Michael Smith does. Can't be phony.
I think I agree.
Can't be phony. And look, I'm not big on boy. Look, I was watching Devon A-Chain. I was watching Tajay Spears, man. We was watching Charbonnet. Man,
yeah.
Man, give me one of them dudes in the 4th or something. You know what I mean? But how much can you window dress your boy, man? So here's what it is. We'll see,
Illuminati chat going off.
Oh, it's going crazy, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to fight a court. But it's cool. It ain't no thing. It ain't no thing. Nothing new today.
Yeah, that's our joy. That's our music.
Yeah, that's our situation. Let's get Jack on the phone and see what he talk about.
We got to get one, man.
Yeah, for sure. Jack, what's happening? Hello?
We can't Metal Gear Solid Jack. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Can't hear you, Jack. Okay, we can hear you a little better. So do what you just did.
My man said what?
What?
Do what you did, like one more foot, like get a little bit closer. There it is. What's up, Jack?
What's up?
Well, hey.
What's up?
God.
What's up, sir?
How you doing, Jimmy?
Life good, man. Can't complain.
Absolute. Hey.
Oh.
I think I brought the conversation up a little too early. Because remember, I called Sky first because I was tuned into the show in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I called you when I was playing devil's advocate about the young man, Jalen Carter, sliding all the way down to 26.
Right.
And I called the cornerback. I called all that, man. I think I'm like the Cleo of mock draft.
Right.
But I'm real. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think, and I'm glad that we finally made moves. And I said yesterday, but I'm just so elated. I'm gonna talk to you in my inside voice right now.
Okay.
I'm just elated that we finally made moves and didn't wait to the last minute.
That's interesting.
When the players that were available, we didn't need, and we still went and got them anyway.
Yeah.
Just to hold down the roster spot.
Right.
Now I think we should go address where we're weak at now. We strengthen up. We help on defense.
Right.
Now I think we need to look at offense. We need to get that. We need to get some youth on the line. We need to definitely get some running backs. We can do that in the third and the fourth round. And then we definitely need wide receivers.
That's a perfect segue.
We gonna go ahead and hit it. So, Jack, we got breaking news. We don't want to push you away because we love you to pieces, but we got to get this news out, man. We love you to pieces, Jack. Call back tomorrow, all right?
I was waiting for him to say wide receiver.
Yeah. So
I don't know if we call it breaking news, but
yeah, well, it's in the air. I ain't mean to hit that button. It's in the air. That Oregon draw worked anyway, though.
It did.
So let me make sure I cite the correct person. You know, Will Steele, we got to make sure we cite the right guy. You know what I mean? We got to make sure
that mother.
We got to be proper media people. I got this from Benjamin Albright. That's cool. Benjamin Albright says, per Twitter, source confirms multiple teams have called inquiring about wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. Price tag remains high, which makes my ass itch, and there's no way it's really that high because Jerry ain't done that much.
No.
Team is asking for a first or a high second plus a player. New England, Cleveland, and Dallas, who was interested at the trade deadline last year, by the way, among others inquiring.
Yeah,
you could throw that first round pick shit out the way, bro.
Yeah, no.
Steven ain't even, you know what I mean?
And again, I think another just a tricky little contract situation issue is that he's in the same draft as CD Lamb. So I don't know what. I mean, I guess you can do 2 5th round or 5th year options technically, but that's still a lot of money if you do 2 5th year options. So
sure,
you're definitely not a first, but even a second for a 1 year type of rental, that's I don't see that up Steven's alley. And then when you look at the rest of the trades, bro, ain't everybody going for a 3rd, 4th, 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody going for a first or second.
Would you imagine that? Let's just say both get 5th year options, and it's time to make money. It's time to make money. CD gets the big money.
Yep.
Jerry Jeudy's number got to be lower than CD's, right?
No, they got drafted around the same. Actually, Jerry got drafted before him.
Right, but CD's done more. Like Jerry's done nothing. So what I'm asking is,
I don't know if it's based off of just production alone.
Can Jerry Jeudy ask to be like, can he ask to be the top paid receiver in the league right now? Can he ask that?
Oh, you're talking about contract extension.
Extension.
I'm
yes,
just
sir.
talking about. Well, no, you're not signing both of them. One of them
That's
is
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right.
You're probably letting Jerry Jeudy walk, and then you pick up a comp pick.
Okay.
And we're just talking in Dallas's term, right? But that's a lot of money.
So now Will Steele, we just had this conversation about the 58th overall pick, Trent Simpson. And we just talked about all the characters in that little area, in that little zone that I'm just not feeling in general, right? I feel like for a second round pick, the value of it, I just feel like it's just not fitting right there for me. Second round pick, and let's just say Kelvin Joseph, second round pick, and like what caliber player would they be looking to get back?
Oh, because it does say player.
Plus player.
They lost. I don't know who they signed at free agency from a defensive end standpoint, but Randy Gregory gets hurt a lot. They lost Chubb at the trade deadline. Does DA do enough for you?
Dorrance in the second is a lot for me though.
Yeah.
Because Dorrance actually serves a purpose for me on this team. Like he's not just an extra player that I'm just throwing in.
This ain't the dude I want to trade the second for any goddamn way.
Yeah, this ain't it. Look. This motherfucker ain't a Pro Bowl, All Pro, nothing. He ain't never been the best in his position at nothing.
If it happens, he's talented, but I want Hop. I'm not gonna lie. I want D-Hop. And I know it came out that he wants to be a Cowboy. And yesterday y'all was trying to get me to say things, and I'm sorry, I'm not about to put myself out there like that at that point in time. But after a bunch of digging,
apologize for shit.
One of my people said nothing was imminent from a wide receiver standpoint, and then other things came out that the Cowboys are obviously interested in Odell Beckham, and then that D-Hop wants to be a Cowboy. That he wants to be a Cowboy, he's willing to take less. Stop playing.
Yeah,
that's who I'm trading my second for.
Yeah, that's real shit. Broncos got me fucked up, though. Yeah. Who the Broncos think they are, boy?
Span said a second and boss man fat.
Who do the Broncos think Jerry Jeudy is? What has he done but get hurt and not do nothing and be second fiddle to Cortland Sutton?
Yeah, they banking on my bad. They banking on you saying, the potential.
Potential don't pay the bills, bro.
Yeah.
Potential don't pay the bills,
and
man.
I like him. I like Jerry Jeudy, but
I love Jerry Jeudy. Be fantastic here. He much better than Gallup. What I do like about this though, Will Steele, he's definitely. What I like about this though, Will Steele, I don't look. So, Chad, I don't think that we're in on like we've called and inquired about Jerry Jeudy. Let me just make sure.
Twice now.
I think inquiring about Jerry Jeudy. Let's see. New England, Cleveland, and Dallas, among others, inquiring. Inquiring is fair. Doing your due diligence is fair. What this means to me is that I think the Cowboys view this as an emergency. And I love that. Will Steele, we keep talking about it. Hey, we didn't throw Nolan Carroll at cornerback. Gilmore is at cornerback.
Yeah.
We're not throwing James Washington at receiver. Right? And all the names that we hear associated with Cowboys improving cornerback too, Beckham, Hop, and they've inquired about Jerry Jeudy. That means that they at least taking this shit serious to me. And Brandon Cooks. Gotta add Brandon Cooks. This at least means that they taking the shit serious to me. You know what I'm saying? So I fucks with it. So what this means to me is that whoever we end up with, at least hopefully I can feel good. I can feel good about that player bringing something to my wide receiver position.
So
I'll say that.
Martise brought up about D-Hop's cap hits or whatnot. That's part of the, when I say hold up, I mean that's part of the talk. Apparently, is I say talk because nobody's reporting talk, but that would 100% be a part of the conversation as how much of the cap are you willing to take? Very similar to what happened with Robert Quinn. The Miami Dolphins said, okay, we will take X amount of dollars from this trade so that you can have him on a lesser deal. Also, he said he's willing to renegotiate his final 2 years of his contract. He's willing to play less in Dallas specifically because it's preferred destination than market value when renegotiating that contract, right? So, that's a big deal. And if you can massage those last 2 years, which by the way, he hired an agent. He usually works by himself. He usually works for himself. He didn't have an agent. He hired his lawyer to be his agent. I'd imagine it's so that he can massage those last 2 years, because I'm sure the agent would know how to do that better than he would. So if he wants to be here and play less than market value, I'd make it work to the point where the first year won't be that bad. The second year you might get a decent cap hit, and then after that, you just deal with it, because you're getting D-Hop for a 2-year run.
Sure.
That makes sense.
2 goals at it.
Yeah.
2 goals at it. He is not a long-term solution like one of these other young characters is. But if you gonna spend a pick to get a dude, just get the better dude.
That's the dude right there.
Get the best dude you can get for the run. Like, I think at this point, and I do like this, Will said, because we always talk about this. At some point, man, you just gotta just go for the shit. You know what I mean? You at least have built a foundation in the draft to where when Gilmore gone, we've built the foundation in the draft. Like, we still got Diggs and Bland around to build around. Right. But at some point you got to add some dudes to like really make a go at this thing. So you could say, hey man, I can send a second. Jerry Judy's younger. He could be around for longer. He ain't gonna be here no way. And if he's not gonna be here for long, no way. I love what you're saying, Will. Still, just get the better guy. And that's the motherfucker that's been a Pro Bowl, all pro guy before. That's been the best receiver in the league before. Give me that guy.
How great would he be for CD Lamb and a Michael Gallup and a mother freaking Jalen Tolbert? Tolbert didn't have the luxury of Amari Cooper.
Will Steele. D-Hop gonna look at Tolbert and be like, yo, listen, this the line of scrimmage. Behind it. Long as you know that rule, you never be wrong. Oh man. All right, bro. My phone's crashed. My bad. So we'll get you next time. But we're gonna read supers and get up out of here. I love y'all. It's Thursday. This is my Friday. Y'all understand anyway. So we ain't gonna pull it back up. Let's get in the supers, man.
Crazy.
Behind the line of scrimmage. Let's see. We're gonna refresh volume.
Just how crazy was that? Like, whose idea was it to throw him in there in that situation? Ain't played a snap all game. Hey, young man, go in there. And the most important drive of the game.
Kelly.
I digress. Was it Robert Prince? Is that his name? You got some splaining to do.
Fire that mother. Small said, it's on the volume side. Smalls dropped 5 and says, Voch gonna be sending Colin. Okay, we read that yesterday. What's that? 16? Okay, cool. We caught up on the volume side. Sensational. Seahawks Gaming says on the Voch side, he dropped 5 and says, I know this is a Cowboys show. Not on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know this is a Cowboys show, but Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jalen Carter at 5 is a draft dream. Yeah, so the Seahawks. Okay, so cool. Seahawks with their 5th pick and their like later 2nd round pick. What he's saying his dream is, as a Seahawks fan, hey, get Jalen Carter at 5. That little 9 pounds don't bother me, and get the best receiver at the back of the first. That's a hell of a haul, sir. That'll be a hell of a haul in this draft for sure. Appreciate you, sir. And then let me close that link, bro. We ain't, oh boy. And then Desmond Smith dropped a deuce. He ain't had nothing to say, bro. He just wanted to just show some love. Appreciate you, sir.
King Element said,
I
wish I could. I'm gonna figure out. You can't see it. King Element said,
let me see.
I know that one African caller probably saw Tolbert line up off sides and said, look at these.
Look at these. Look at these.
Look at this.
This guy. Oh shit, that's racist. We can say it though.
He hasn't called back in since.
JR, which is JAY space R, which is different than J.R.
Have you seen that video?
Why are you running?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Oh shit, that's funny.
Y'all wrong.
Damn. JR dropped 5 and says, if we trade for Judy, what does this mean for Lamb and his future? Nothing. Lamb is a Cowboy, bro. Lamb is gonna be a Cowboy for a long time. Oh man, Judy ain't that guy. Look at these. That's funny, man. All right, we have last one for the week. Last one for the week. We got to stretch when we get ready to, you know what I'm saying? I've been taking my camera to dojo with me, Will Steele. So I'm gonna start doing some highlight reel shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put together some dojo highlights and
Get some edits.
Yeah, man. We work on elbows and shit. Fight. You know what I'm saying? What's on, nigga, please? All right. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele today. At the volume, manage your mood, because if it does not obey, then it commands. Hold on. Manage your mood, because if it does not obey, then it commands. Will Steele, you feel him? You feel him on that?
I'm still reading some of this other stuff. Let me go back here.
Hey man, your mood, dog. Your mood can make you. You don't want your emotions
take over,
determining your course of action. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Your mood, like your emotions, got to be. You got to be in control of them joints.
That's heavy. Manage
your mood with care, because your health is essential to your overall existence. Hold this L. You got to watch back Tuesday. No.
He dropped what it meant in a comment. Appreciate you, Marcus.
What'd he say?
I
forgot.
Yeah, I can go back and read it. But the L, you take the L out of complete and compete. And
hold the L.
Yeah.
So you can be complete.
Yeah.
Complete. Prior preparation prevents poor perform. All right, cool. Hey, man, we love y'all to pieces, bro. Fantastic week. Fantastic week of content. Fantastic week of news. If anything happened like Friday or Saturday, man, I'll hop on this shit and talk about it, man. But maybe not. I don't know.
These things take time.
It depends on how hot the grease is, whether I jump in Friday or Saturday if it gets real. We working on this roundtable now, so please remain patient. We'll get to y'all. Hold it down. But trust me, when it's time, you all will know. So keep your eyes open. Follow me on all social medias, VOCHLOMBARDI. And my non-football platform, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi, and on the Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. We've been putting in some fun work over there. Go watch the Will McDonald film session. We did well over there. Follow my man's Will Steele at Skywalker Steele, STEELE. He'll be dropping eye emojis and getting us excited for whatever happens here.
Hold on, man. About that.
Yeah.
Did y'all see how crazy that went on Twitter?
500 views, man.
500. I wish it was just 500.
I mean 500,000. My bad. 500,000.
Dude,
you did more numbers than Pat McAfee, boy. Wait. I meant Warcom. You did more numbers than Pat McAfee, boy.
It's crazy, man. And then we get shots fired at us from other big wigs. Just wow.
Hey man, we just want to put content together, entertain y'all, make y'all laugh, but drop fantastic information at the same time, bro. We ain't doing nothing else. But we ain't got to explain nothing to nobody, man. Life's good. We keep our head down, keep grinding, and before you know it, this shit is gonna be fantastic, man. So for all the haters, man, Phil Collins face, Phil Collins face, you feel me? Hey. Y'all hold down for the dose, quotes, and peace, man. Until next time, volume.
Are you not entertained?
It better be. It better be.